Dear students, in today's class, I will going to explain about continental system. Who introduced continental system and why? Continental system was introduced by Napoleon Bonaparte to defeat England. Napoleon Bonaparte failed to defeat England by using its armed forces. Here on the other hand, England, it has a strong naval base. When compared to the naval power of England, Napoleon's navy was very weak. So, he failed to defeat England through wars. In order to defeat England, or in order to hold his control over England, Napoleon introduced a different policy, and that different policy introduced by Napoleon against England was called as continental system. Continental system was introduced by Napoleon Bonaparte in the year 1806 AD, and purely that system was introduced by him in order to defeat England economically, because the strength of England depends on its economy. England was an industrial and commercial country, and at the same time the entire Europe and also many parts of the world were also depends over England for trade and commerce. So here Napoleon, he tried to attack the economy of England. So he introduced this continental system. Here England's strength was in its trade and commerce. Napoleon's power being military and not naval, he found it difficult to defeat England by using his armed forces. Here in Navy, England was very superior, and at the same time France was very weak or very inferior. So the Battle of Trafalgar had made it quite clear that France was very weak in its naval base. Hence Napoleon decided to attack England by destroying England's economy. He issued two decrees. One is from Berlin and another is from Milan. He issued a Milan decree in the year 1806 and Berlin in 1807. From these two decrees, British goods were fully excluded from whole of Europe. According to the Berlin and Milan decrees, Napoleon excluded British goods from the whole of Europe, and this was called the continental system. The Berlin and Milan decrees formed what is called continental system of Napoleon Bonaparte. It was a plan to exclude British goods from the continent of Europe. So, this was an economic blockade introduced by Napoleon. By introducing this continental system, Napoleon tried to suppress the commercial activities of England in Europe. So here Great Britain was the chief commercial and industrial nation of the world. From beginning itself, England was very powerful in trade and commerce. So Napoleon tried to attack the commerce and industry of Britain by preventing the import of British goods into European continent. Means he imposed blockade over the import of British goods to Europe. On the other hand, England was the chief market in European continent. Majority of the European countries were depends on England for necessary goods. So it became a chief market in European continent. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೆಪೋಲಿಯನ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಖಂಡಾಂತರ ಪದ್ಧತಿಯನ್ನು ತರ್ತಾನೆ 1806ರಲ್ಲಿ. ಖಂಡಾಂತರ ಪದ್ಧತಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಖಂಡಾಂತರ ಪದ್ಧತಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆರ್ಥಿಕ ಒಂದೇನು ನಿರ್ಬಂಧ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರ ಮೇಲೆ ಆರ್ಥಿಕ ನಿರ್ಬಂಧವನ್ನು ತರ್ತಾನೆ? ನೆಪೋಲಿಯನ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲೆಂಡ್ ನ ಮೇಲೆ. ಯುರೋಪಿನ ಯಾವುದೇ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಗಳು ಇಂಗ್ಲೆಂಡ್ ನೊಂದಿಗೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಆರ್ಥಿಕ ಸಂಬಂಧವನ್ನು ಇಟ್ಟುಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಇಂಗ್ಲೆಂಡ್ ಅನ್ನು ಸೋಲಿಸುವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಮುಖ ಉದ್ದೇಶವಾಗಿತ್ತು ನೆಪೋಲಿಯನ್ ಇದ್ದು. ನೆಪೋಲಿಯನ್ ನ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಕನಸುಗಳಿಗೆ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಅಡಚಣೆಯಾಗಿತ್ತು ಇಂಗ್ಲೆಂಡ್. ಸೊ ಇಂಗ್ಲೆಂಡ್ ನ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಂತ್ ಅದರ ಆರ್ಥಿಕ ಚಟುವಟಿಕೆಯ ಮೇಲೆ ಹೊಂದಿಕೊಂಡಿತ್ತು. ಸೊ ಯಾವಾಗ ಇಂಗ್ಲೆಂಡ್ ನ ಆರ್ಥಿಕ ಚಟುವಟಿಕೆಯನ್ನು ಅಟ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ನೋಡಿ ನೆಪೋಲಿಯನ್, ಅವನೇನ್ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾನೆ, ಅವಾಗ ನಾನು ಇಂಗ್ಲೆಂಡ್ ನನ್ನು ಸೋಲಿಸಬಹುದು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಬಟ್ ಅದು ಅಷ್ಟು ಸುಲಭದ ವಿಷಯವಾಗಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಇಡೀ ಯುರೋಪ್ ಖಂಡವು ತನ್ನ ಅಗತ್ಯ ವಸ್ತುಗಳಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಇಂಗ್ಲೆಂಡ್ ನನ್ನು ಅವಲಂಬಿಸಿತ್ತು. ಅಥವಾ ಇಂಗ್ಲೆಂಡ್ ಇಡೀ ಜಗತ್ತಿನ ಒಂದು ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟೇ ಆಗಿತ್ತು. ಇಂಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೇಜರ್ ಆಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇಂಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಫ್ಲರಿಶ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು. ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಪ್ರಮುಖ ವಸ್ತುಗಳಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಯುರೋಪಿನ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಗಳು ಇಂಗ್ಲೆಂಡ್ ಅನ್ನು ಅವಲಂಬಿಸಿತ್ತು. ಆದ್ರೆ 1806ರಲ್ಲಿ ನೆಪೋಲಿಯನ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಇಡೀ ಯುರೋಪ್ ನನ್ನು ತಾನು ಆಳ್ವಿಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕೆಂಬ ಉದ್ದೇಶದಿಂದ ಈ ಖಂಡಾಂತರ ಪದ್ಧತಿಯನ್ನು ತರ್ತಾನೆ. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಇದ್ದಂತ ದೊಡ್ಡ ತಡೆ ಯಾವುದಂದ್ರೆ ಇಂಗ್ಲೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು, ಅವನ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಶತ್ರುವಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಇಂಗ್ಲೆಂಡ್ ವಾಸ್ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಗ್ರೇಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ರೈವಲ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಎನಿಮಿ ಆಫ್ ನೆಪೋಲಿಯನ್. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ನೆಪೋಲಿಯನ್ ಟ್ರೈಡ್ ಟು ಡಿಫೀಟ್ ಹಿಸ್ ಎನಿಮಿ by introducing economic blockade in the form of continental system. To enforce this continental system, Napoleon had to adopt a policy of systematic aggression upon other countries. Here means when he introduced this continental system, many European countries were not willing to join that system, because many countries were depended over England for its goods. Some countries accepted the terms and conditions of continental system, and also they willingly joined that continental system. But majority countries were not willing to join the continental system. So here, in order to introduce continental system very systematically, Napoleon Bonaparte followed a policy of aggression. Aggression means he fought a number of wars when he tried to introduce his economic blockade in Europe, and all those wars were also ruined the power of Napoleon Bonaparte. And finally those wars which were fought during the time of this continental system, or because of that continental system, were also resulted in the downfall of Napoleon Bonaparte. Here actually Napoleon introduced this continental system to defeat England, but the system defeated Napoleon Bonaparte. So here to enforce this continental system, he fought a number of wars. This aggression leads to a series of disastrous wars in Europe, and those disastrous wars were also exhausted the resources in men and money. Since Europe was dependent on England, the application of this system harmed France more than England. The application of continental system harmed France more than England. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಕಾಂಟಿನೆಂಟಲ್ ಅಥವಾ ಖಂಡಾಂತರ ಒಂದು ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ ಅಥವಾ ಪದ್ಧತಿಯು ಇಂಗ್ಲೆಂಡ್ಗೆ ನಾಶ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ನಾಶ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಬದಲಿಗೆ ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ನಷ್ಟ ಉಂಟಾಯಿತು? ಫ್ರಾನ್ಸಿಗೆನೆ ನಷ್ಟ ಉಂಟಾಯಿತು. The European nations suffered a lot which depended on imports from England. Here, when forcefully this continental system was imposed by Napoleon over European countries, many European powers or countries suffered a lot which depended on imports from England. As a result, many European nations violated the terms and conditions of continental system. Many European nations started to violate the terms and conditions of continental system, and these changes leads to a number of wars. Following were some of the wars fought by Napoleon with his allies when enforcing continental system. Napoleon fought many wars during the time of enforcement of continental system. First one, the Peninsular War. The Peninsular War. The first protest against the continental system came from Portugal and Spain. Here, Portugal refused to comply with Napoleon. Means here Portugal refused to join with Napoleon or in that continental system. At that time, Napoleon waged a war against Portugal and also occupied Portugal. Then Napoleon seized Spain. Mainly here the war which was fought between Spain and Napoleon is called the Peninsular War. Here Napoleon seized Spanish crown by taking advantage of a civil war. A civil war was started in Spain, and here Napoleon he took the advantage of that civil war. When that civil war was going on, he interfered in that civil war. ಆಂತರಿಕ ಯುದ್ಧ ಆರಂಭ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಸ್ಪೇನ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ. ಅವಾಗ ಆ ಆಂತರಿಕ ಯುದ್ಧದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರು ಇಂಟರ್ಫಿಯರ್ ಆಗ್ತಾನೆ? ನೆಪೋಲಿಯನ್ ಬೋನಪಾರ್ಟೆ. Here when there was a civil war in Spain, Napoleon installed his brother Joseph Bonaparte on the Spanish throne. Here when Joseph Bonaparte was installed on the throne of Spain, the people were not interested. Means here people were not supported this change. So the continental system was vigorously enforced in Spain by crowning his own brother Joseph as the emperor of Spain. He means here Napoleon vigorously enforced his continental system in Spain, and this resulted in a national revolution. Means people started opposition or revolution in Spain. And here when people started their revolt against these changes or against Napoleon Bonaparte, England took advantage of the situation and sent its army under General Arthur Wellesley. Here when changes took place in Spain, people started revolution, and at that time England supported people of Spain or Spanish people. It sent its army under the leadership of General Arthur Wellesley. He also became successful in defeating the French army, because Arthur Wellesley was one of the powerful general of British forces. With the help of his knowledge and experience, he defeated the French army in Spain, and this is known in history as the Peninsular War. The war which was fought between French army and Spanish army with the help of British forces was known as Peninsular War. So here mainly this about this war, actually this was one of the great defeat to Napoleon Bonaparte. So once here Napoleon himself uttered that the Spanish ulcer ruined me. The Spanish ulcer ruined me means here his downfall was started from Spanish, or that is from Peninsular War. Here he once said that Spanish also ruined me because Napoleon's attempt to conquer Spain was more than a failure and it brought about his downfall. Actually, with more ambition, he started to conquer that Spain, but finally, that Spanish conquest was resulted in increasing in the number of his enemies. After the Peninsular War, he fought a war with Austria. All these wars were fought during the time of enforcing continental system. In 1809, Austria declared war against France because all these Austria, then Spain, England, Prussia, Russia, all these European powers became the enemies of France. In 1809 AD, Austria declared war against France, but Austria, in spite of best efforts, was compelled to conclude a treaty with France. So in the year 1809, Austria signed the Treaty of Vienna with France. By this treaty, Austria lost certain territories and promised not to have commercial contacts with the Great Britain. With this, Austria became one of the members of continental system. Then we have another important war which was actually led by Napoleon Bonaparte, that is in the year 1812 AD. In 1812 AD, this Napoleon Bonaparte he led Russian campaign or Moscow campaign. The Tsar Alexander of Russia violated the continental system because here Russians, they were largely depends over England for their goods or for their commodities. So here Tsar Alexander of Russia, he started to import British goods. The ruler of Russia, Alexander, he started import goods from England. Because the continental system which the Tsar had agreed to support was causing great financial loss to Russia, he secretly started import activities with or started importing goods from England because the continental system which he agreed to support was caused greater financial loss or crisis in Russia. So Tsar Alexander started secret these commercial contacts with England. So here this was the main reason for the Russian campaign or Moscow campaign by Napoleon Bonaparte. Napoleon organized a huge army. When he tried to attack Russia, he organized a huge army, and with the help of that army, he proceeded towards Russia. On the other hand, Russians followed a policy of retreat, means they never made any preparations for war, they followed a policy of retreat. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೆಪೋಲಿಯನ್ ತನ್ನ ಸೈನ್ಯದೊಂದಿಗೆ ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಿರುವಾಗ ಅವರೇನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಹಿಂಜರಿತಿದ್ರು. Means they never decided to fight a war with Napoleon because at that time the climatic conditions of Russia were also not suitable to wage a war or to fight a war. So here Russians followed a policy of retreat. On the other hand, Napoleon, with the help of his huge army, proceeded towards Russia and he reached the capital city of Russia, that is Moscow. So here the Russian campaign is also called as Moscow campaign. Moscow is the capital city of Russia. French army entered Moscow and Napoleon hoped that Tsar would eventually surrender. Here Napoleon hoped that Tsar Alexander of Russia would eventually surrender. But Moscow was set on fire by Russians The French army terribly suffered here, mainly from cold, hunger and thirst. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಸ್ಕೋಗೆ ರೀಚ್ ಆದಾಗ ಯಾವುದೇ ಯುದ್ಧದ ಸೂಚನೆ ಸಿಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ನೆಪೋಲಿಯನ್ಗೆ. ಅವನೇನ್ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾನೆ, ಈಗ ಝಾರ್ ನಿಕೋಲಸ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಝಾರ್ ಅಲೆಕ್ಸಾಂಡರ್ ನನ್ಗೆ ಶರಣಾಗ್ತಾನೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾನೆ ನೆಪೋಲಿಯನ್. ಆದ್ರೆ ಅವನು ಹಾಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ಕೂಡ ಬೇಕಾದ ಪ್ರಿಪರೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಮುಂಚೆನೆ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರು. ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೆ ಯುದ್ಧ ಮಾಡುದಿಲ್ಲ, ಬದಲಾಗಿ ಅವರನ್ನ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ, ಹೀಗೆ ಹಿಂಜರಿದುಕೊಂಡೆ ನಾವು ಅವರನ್ನು ಸೋಲಿಸ್ತೇವೆ ಅಂತ ಅವರು ಪ್ರಿಪರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಸೊ ಈ ನೆಪೋಲಿಯನ್ ಸೈನ್ಯ ಮಾಸ್ಕೋಗೆ ರೀಚ್ ಆದಾಗ that city was set on fire and your French army terribly suffered because of cold, that is then hunger and thirst. In the Russian campaign, Napoleon was miserably failed and returned to France with the loss of 3 lakh soldiers. Here when Napoleon started his march towards Moscow or Russia, he was supported or backed by a strong army which consisted of more than 6 lakh soldiers. But without fighting a war, when Napoleon's army returned back to France, he lost his 3 lakh soldiers because of bad climatic condition. Here the Russian campaign shattered the military power of Napoleon and encouraged the powers of Europe to shake off Napoleon's domination. Majority of the European nations were waiting for this situation. Means majority European countries were wanted to came out from that continental system. And when here Napoleon was failed in his Moscow campaign or Russian campaign, here many European powers, they were tried to take revenge against Napoleon. Anyway, Russia was freed, and instead of making peace with Napoleon, the Tsar decided to overthrow his rival with Prussian support. Here again, Tsar Alexander of Russia, he tried to suppress his enemy with the support of Prussia. Here Napoleon became one of the staunch enemy of Alexander. So here after this, the Russian campaign, after the Russian campaign or Moscow campaign, the Battle of Nations or the Battle of Leipzig was fought by Napoleon. The Battle of Nations or the Battle of Leipzig, that is in 1813. After the Russian campaign, enemies of Napoleon were increased. The number of his enemies was increased after the Russian campaign. All his enemies came together and formed the fourth coalition. Mainly Russia, Prussia, then Austria, Great Britain. These strong enemies of Napoleon came together and formed another coalition for the fourth time. Military alliance against Napoleon was formed. The combined forces of Austria, Russia, Prussia and England formed the fourth coalition and declared war against Napoleon Bonaparte. And this war is popularly known as the Battle of Nations or the Battle of Leipzig, fought in the year 1813. In the Battle of Nations or in the Battle of Leipzig, Napoleon was defeated because a strong coalition was formed by Great Britain, Russia, Prussia, Austria and others. The victorious armies invaded France. After the Battle of Leipzig, the victorious allies or enemies of Napoleon invaded France. Napoleon was forced to surrender. Later he was arrested or he was captured and deported to the island of Elba. Napoleon was captured and deported to the island of Elba in the Mediterranean. After this, Louis XVIII was restored to the French throne. Here, who was Louis XVIII? Louis XVIII was the brother of Louis XVI. So again here Bourbon monarchy was restored in France after the departure of this Napoleon Bonaparte to the island of Elba, that is in the year 1814. So again in February 1815, Napoleon escaped from the island of Elba and he reached France. He escaped from the island of Elba and again he came back to France. On his arrival to France, Louis XVIII vacated the throne and he fled to Belgium. He vacated the throne. When Napoleon fled back to France from Elba Island, he was received by the people. People supported him. Many people became his supporters and again people welcomed Napoleon Bonaparte and his soldiers also joined his side. So with the support of the people and soldiers, Napoleon raised his own army and with the help of that army, for the second time Napoleon started his rule over France. From 20th March to 22nd June 1815, Napoleon ruled as the Emperor of France. From 20th March to 22nd June, Napoleon ruled as the Emperor of France. The restoration of Napoleon is called the 100 Days of Napoleon. Means here for the second time Napoleon became the ruler of France and ruled for about 100 days. And that is called as 100 Days of Napoleon. So here, but his rule continued for only short period, that is for about 100 days and again he was targeted by his enemies. When Napoleon started his rule for the second time in France, that was not tolerated by his enemies. They again came together and tried to defeat Napoleon. While taking over the government, Napoleon promised peace and liberty. But his enemies again came together and decided to defeat Napoleon Bonaparte because the Allies had declared Napoleon as the enemy of peace. Means he always entertaining wars, so they declared this Napoleon as the enemy of peace. They also declared him an outlaw. The Allies completely defeated Napoleon in the Battle of Waterloo in 1815. Here the Battle of Waterloo was fought between Napoleon Bonaparte and his enemies. That is all his enemies, Great Britain, Prussia, Russia, Austria, etc. So here the Battle of Waterloo became the last battle which was fought by Napoleon Bonaparte in 1815 and that completely defeated Napoleon Bonaparte. Sir Arthur Wellesley, the general of this British army, had taken a strong defensive position in that Battle of Waterloo and later Napoleon was exiled to St. Helena. After his defeat, he was exiled to St. Helena, an island in the Atlantic Ocean. On May 5th, 1821, Napoleon died at the island of St. Helena because of ulcer or because of ill health. Thus, the Battle of Waterloo became the last battle fought by Napoleon Bonaparte. The Battle of Waterloo became the last battle fought by Napoleon Bonaparte, and this battle destroyed once for all the last army of Napoleon Bonaparte or The Battle of Waterloo became the last battle fought by Napoleon Bonaparte, and it completely defeated him and also ended his dreams and his rule in European continent. So this is about Napoleon's military conquest. Thank you, students.